What's up, YouTube? I'm AK from AKandGAmes, and I'm here today to show you how to survive your first night in Minecraft. So let's just start off by calling this world Day 1, and jump right in. Okay, I cut out the load time, but we're just gonna take a look around for a second and talk about a few things. For starters, there's the sun. In Minecraft, there is a day-night cycle just like the real world, and each part of the day, day and night lasts 10 minutes. So we don't have a lot of time to get everything we need, but if we work quickly, we can get everything we need and be able to survive our first night. So let's just start punching the crap out of every tree we see, and if you do that, you'll get logs, which is your first resource in the game. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to want roughly 15 to 20 logs depending on how you play the game. If you feel like you're going to die or you have a higher risk, maybe you want more resources and you should get 20 logs, but I'm going to want 15 so we can just quickly move about our business. And it doesn't really matter what type you get to begin with. I usually use the birch wood to make my sticks and all my other stuff, while I use the oak wood to build my structures. Here we go. And after I get 15 logs, I will see you again. I'm just going to edit that part out. Okay, I kind of have a surplus of wood right now. I have 15 oak wood logs and 7 birch, but that's fine. And we also got an oak sapling, which doesn't hurt. And we need to move on to our next objective, which is grab this lilac. No, just kidding. That's not the next objective. We need to get food, and here is how we get food. Speak of the devil. We're gonna need to turn our wood into usable materials now and make some tools in order to get our food. So let's make a crafting table by putting 4 of these oak wood planks into the crafting table. It actually doesn't matter what type of wood you use, but you do need 4 of them. So let's place that down. Place 2 sticks on top of each other like that, or I mean 2 pieces of wood on top of each other, and then you will get sticks. I made 8 because we're going to want a few tools. So, yeah. Let's start off by making the pickaxe, which looks like the letter T in the crafting table. I'm only going to make 1 wooden tool, though, because you only need 1 wooden tool before you get the next material upgrade to wood, which is stone. And we found this ravine here, so that's pretty handy that we have stone just immediately right here to dig up. We want 3 to replace our current wooden pickaxe, and we want another 3 for an axe. We want 1 for a shovel, and 2 for a sword, and 8 for a furnace, which I'll show you how to make after I make all the stone tools. And then you might get a little bit of a surplus of cobblestone just to work with. You might want to make a few extra stone tools on your first day. Okay, I went ahead and dug up 25 cobblestone. That's fine. That should suit our needs very well. And now it's time to go back up to the surface and start making these tools. So, the first thing I'm going to do is replace my pickaxe, like that. Here we go. And now I'm going to make a sword because we're going to need some food. And I'm going to need a few more sticks here, but that's not a problem. And I'm going to stack them like that. I'm going to put the 3 cobblestone I need for an axe already in the table, but since I can overlap them, I can make the shovel right after the axe, just like that, very quickly. And, yeah, I think that's all the stone tools, so now we need to make a furnace, which looks like a donut inside of a crafting table, or a square donut, I mean. So here we go. That's the furnace. After we start getting some food that we can cook, we can use that to our advantage, or some ores to smelt, like iron. Now, where did those cows go? Here's some cows. Okay. Now, we need some food because we have a hunger bar, which if we start running around like this and start killing everything we see, that hunger bar is going to start deteriorating. And if it gets down to 3 hunger bars, you can no longer run. And if you can't run, you're very vulnerable to mobs or enemy players, depending on where you're playing, or what you're playing. But the first day always revolves around getting food and resources. So I'm going to hop across this little area here and gather as much food as I can. But I don't want to kill all the cows because in case this is my only source of cows, I want to be able to come back here and breed them. But there's plenty here, so we shouldn't have a problem with just slaughtering, a few of these cows here and getting some food. Okay, now this is sugarcane. This is just one of many things that you could be picking up, like dandelions, seeds from grass, sugarcane here on the banks. You could be grabbing pretty much any resource you see on the way to and from your objectives. So I'm going to go back into the forest where we left our crafting table, pick up this rose bush, and then I will cook my food. So watch out for caves like that. You don't want to fall down in there. I'm having trouble finding the crafting table. Yeah, you don't want to do that also. You don't want to just make a bunch of stuff and then wander far away and not know where your stuff is, which is what I just did. But that is a mistake that you can learn from, so let's just go ahead and make another crafting table. They're inexpensive, so it really doesn't matter if you leave something like that behind. You just want to try to be as efficient as possible. So let's go ahead and use that surplus of cobblestone we had to make our next furnace. And we got 16 raw beef here, which is good, but we need charcoal or coal, depending on which one you get first. Coal is a black looking substance that you can find on, inside the ground. In fact, actually, here's our original stuff. Wow, that's botched, but, oh well. Here's the ravine. That black stuff over there is coal, which I'm going to make my way over to and dig up because it is a very good fuel source. One piece of coal is worth 8 of whatever it smelts in the furnace. So you want to get a lot of this on your first day. But the main reason why you want to get this on your first day is to make torches. And like I said, there's ways to get a fuel source without having to find coal, which is charcoal. That's just by burning one log in the furnace to create one piece of charcoal. But coal, you can usually find it in groups of, like 20 at a time, so that's pretty good. You usually want to shoot for finding a coal vein rather than having to waste all your logs on charcoal. But I just wanted to show you both ways. So here we go. Now we need to resurface again. So use any blocks you have to maneuver, and you can just jump like this to stack blocks and jump up, different heights. So that's a pretty good way to get around. Now we're going to go back over to our furnace, and we're going to put our food in, and we're going to put 2 pieces of coal in, because like I said, 1 piece of coal is worth 8, and we have 16 raw beef here, so we can get by with 2 pieces of coal. And yeah, we're just going to let that cook. And our hunger bar has actually deteriorated down past the 3 bar mark, so we are not going to be able to run. Here, I'll try to run. See, I'm just walking, and you can't get around like that because you are very vulnerable. So go ahead and have a bite to eat, fill that up, and you should be running good as new. Now, let's go correct our mistake and dig up our old crafting table and furnace here. And we got this piece of charcoal here from burning that coal inside that furnace. So they look pretty similar, but they're not exactly the same. But they do exactly the same purpose, which you can use to make different things like torches. So we're going to go over to our little crafting station over here. And it looks like the sun is starting to get low. So I'm going to dig up my crafting table. And it's kind of bad to dig something up while it's cooking, so I'm going to let that charge run out. And then I'm going to dig it up, so we try not to waste any of that charge on the food that it's cooking. And let's go back down into this ravine. I'm going to build my first shelter down here, because it's getting dark and there's really nowhere else to go. Plus, it's a ravine, so there's plenty of resources. Okay. Now I want to find iron while I can. Hopefully there's some iron. Yep. There's some iron over here. And this is the next material upgrade to stone tools. And you get it by cooking it in the furnace just like you would food. And that way you get iron ingots, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, it's getting pretty dark, so I'm going to light up the area in front of my little shelter that I'm making here so that no mobs start to spawn in front of here, and if we wake up in the morning, we don't have to worry about being attacked, as soon as we're awake. So I'm going to keep digging this little space inside the wall here. which, oh, and we found more iron, so that's good. And you don't really have to worry too much about your first shelter, because you're going to always be able to find a better location in the next morning. But to survive, you need to act quickly, and you need to build quickly a shelter. I'm going to dig up this iron here and create a little space off to the side, and I'll show you why in a second. The reason why you want to kind of dig off to the side is because there's mobs like skeletons that can kind of shoot you through a one space block. If I was standing right here and a skeleton was over there, he'd be able to shoot me through this hole. So we'd either want to block this up or wait around the corner. And we need to light this area up so we can actually see. Now I'm going to place my furnace here and my crafting table here. That way we have this nice little crafting station. And now we need actually more space here for our next and probably our last tool of the day. So I'll show you how to make that now. This is a chest. It looks exactly like a furnace in the crafting table, except it's made with any type of wood. It doesn't matter. And if you place two of them next to each other, so let me get some wood to demonstrate this, you can actually make a bigger double chest that has more room in it. The single chest already has more room than your inventory. No, actually, your inventory has one row of 9 spaces more than a singular chest. Like that. But if you place another one next to it, you get double the amount of space. So that's pretty neat. And now we have this nice little crafting station over here. We need to cook the rest of our food, so let's put some coal in the furnace. And while that's cooking, we're going to take inventory. Okay. We got some dirt, some lilac, some poppies, a rose bush, some seeds for a farm, some saplings, no big deal, some wood, some iron, some coal, some sugarcane, a dandelion, leather, some stone and wooden tools, and I'm going to keep this for a souvenir, or you can do whatever with it, doesn't matter. Usually I would just throw it away, but it can be a kind of a nice little memento, you know, your first tool ever made in the game, and sometimes that's kind of nice to like hang on a item frame or something inside your house. But what we're going to do with this other furnace that we mistakenly made was cook our iron while our food is cooking. It's actually kind of a good idea to make 2 furnaces on the first day if you have 2 resources like that. We had a lot of food and we had a lot of iron, so getting them cooked and smelted at the same time is very efficient for time-wise. Now, since we don't have a bed, we can't sleep the night off. If we had a bed, which you get by making wool, or you make it by getting wool, we would be able to sleep through the night and not have to worry about too many mobs in the first place. But since we didn't, you might as well dig down and start looking for more resources and wait out the night. Like I said, the night lasts 10 minutes, so that's 10 minutes that you could be digging up more ores or, you know, getting cobblestone to build your house in the morning. You know, do whatever. But for the most part, that's pretty much all I can show you at this point with what we were given. In the morning, you would go outside, but you might want to wait a minute or two just in case anything did wander in front of your house. Then you would cut down the door and start your day. No, sorry cows, you can't come in. This is our space. Yeah, so overall, not a bad start for our first day in Minecraft, and we're definitely going to survive. Nothing can eat us or get us inside of here. So, yeah, and we have plenty of food and plenty of resources. We are good to start building. So, I think that pretty much wraps up my video. Thanks for watching. This was How to Survive Your First Night with AK from AKandGAmes, and I will see you next time. Please be sure to like, comment, or subscribe, and follow me on Twitter if you wish. Yeah, thanks, and bye.